I'm a happy boy, yeah, a happy boy.
Hi y'all, and welcome back to Manly Kitchen. Today we're going to do a version of carnitas. Now carnitas is basically Mexican pork. And I'm going to tell you what, there's all different kinds of ways to do it. You can do it on the grill, in the oven, you can fry it, you can braise it, you can do it in a slow cooker. Just all kind of things. And what I'm going to do is the same technique that I showed you in making basic chili Colorado, where you take large stew-sized cubes of meat. We're going to brown them first, then we're going to get them in the slow cooker. And this is a great way to do it if you've got time to do these different steps. It does take a little bit of time, but boy, I'm going to tell you what, it's totally worth it. So, having said all that, let's turn around into the kitchen and have some fun with some carnitas. Here's what we're working with today. I've got about 4 pounds of pork. It's already been cut into stew-sized pieces. We're going to dust it with some flour first, and then we're going to brown it up in some olive oil. For spices, let's take a little closer look at that. We're going to slice this onion up and put it in the bottom of the slow cooker. We're going to add some garlic to that, and also some bay leaves. Now, we also have cumin, red pepper, cayenne pepper, some red pepper flakes, got some oregano here, and some salt. Check the recipe on manlykitchen.com for the exact measurements on that. And then we're also going to use a beer. Got my fires warming up my pans, because that's going to take a minute. And I'm going to take 1 pack of the pork, pat it just a little bit to get any excess juice off. And now some Wondra flour. I like to use Wondra because it's very, very finely sifted. It's not prone to lumps. Now, don't be a wimp about this. Just get your hands in there and flip that stuff around, okay? It is a manly kitchen after all. A little more. And just a little dusting, not a whole lot. Just a little bit. Okay, meat's ready. Always keep your hands clean. Alright, while we're waiting for the pans to warm up, I'm going to go ahead and slice some onion, and then we'll get the crock pot ready. It's not like you really need to see me slice onions, but the other day when I was doing the update video, I was chopping some stuff and I forgot to put my glove on, and boy did I get in trouble for that. So I just want to point out, I got my glove. I've already turned the crock pot on and got it heating up. I'm just going to put about half a 12-ounce beer in there. And then I'm going to drop the garlic in. And we're going to push that around, break it up, get it all into that beer. Now we're going to put our onions in. These are fairly thinly sliced because you want them to fall apart and disappear pretty much. It's okay if they don't fall apart completely, but you do kind of want them to disappear into your carnitas. And our bay leaves. Push that around a little bit to get some beer on the onions. Get everything back down on the bottom and cover it all up. Now let's go take care of our meat. Now that I got the crock pot ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and start browning the meat. And it's as I said, just like I did with the chili Colorado, a few pieces at a time. Keep them away from each other in the pan so that they brown and don't steam. Since I've got so much meat, I've got 2 pans I'm running. I could run a third, but 2's enough for me. I do too many of them, I get confused. Let me just point out to you that pork browns differently than beef. But look at that nice color we've got. We got some good golden brown going on. That's what we're going for. Now don't worry if there's some stuff sticks to the bottom. We're going to take care of that when we get done browning the meat, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and do this, and y'all catch up with me in a minute. And yes, I'm cleaning as I go because I don't want to let it all dry and have to deal with it later. But that's just me. I'm all about saving time in the kitchen and being more efficient with my work. I miss you, baby. I miss you. I'm a boogeyman. Nobody do it like I can. I'm a boogeyman. I'm a king-size boogeyman. I gotta tell you, I love to cook. It's just so restorative for me. I enjoy being in the kitchen and tending to a meal, especially if I'm cooking for other people. You know, it's so cool to see the looks on their faces and hear them, you know, ooh and ah and all that stuff, you know. But it's so relaxing. It helps me take a break from what a lot of times is a 14, 15, 16-hour day, sometimes even more than that. And you know, on the weekends, I'm moving really fast. I'm doing gigs and all this, that, and the other. And so, you know, come Monday and I get to take a break, I really look forward to cooking a good meal. And I kick up the music and off I go. I'm a happy boy. Yes, I am. A happy boy. Man, I love to cook. Okay, I finished up using my Dutch oven, and that's not a non-stick, so that's the one I want to deglaze, get all those brown bits off. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. There's a lot of things you can use to deglaze a pan. One of them's beer. Remember that half a beer I put into the slow cooker? This is the other half. And once you have the beer in there, all you do is scrape the bottom of the pan. By the way, if you want to make it easier to clean a pan, especially if you're taking meat out of it right before you serve and you don't have time to do the pan before you eat, all you do is put some lemon juice in it and scrape the bits and set it off the fire. And by the time you come back to clean it, it'll be really easy to do. Okay, so I've got all the bits off. Now I'm going to crank the heat up. See how it's starting to pick up a boil? I'm going to let that boil like a son of a gun and reduce it down by about half. Now that I've got it where I want it, I'm going to add my spices. That was oregano, cumin, crushed cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, and salt. Gonna let that all get together for a minute, let it get happy. The salt should dissolve somewhat. And now the last step to prepare the meat. Folks, is that beautiful or what? That is just a gorgeous plate of pork. I'm going to put it right into that same bowl. Now wash the bowl out and got the flour out of it. Now what I'm going to do is scrape all those spices down. Get everything into that bowl that you can. And now we're just going to flip the meat through that a little bit so that everybody gets coated with some spices and everybody's happy. It's really important that everything in your recipe get happy and get to know each other. Everything blend in. That's why we put the spices in the beer. Let them steep for a bit. Let them open up. That's why we're doing this step on the meat. I mean, just look at that. Gorgeous, right? Let's get it in the crock pot. Whoa. You see that's good and hot, right? Give those onions a little stir. And then just put that meat right on top of it. And now, back to the hardest part, waiting. As I've said before, one of the great things about being the cook is you get to taste things as you go. Look at that beautiful piece of meat. And here's what's really cool about it. Look how it just fell apart. Is that amazing or what? You've heard people say the proof is in the pudding. That's actually a misquote. Originally it was the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And same with the carnitas. So let's see what it tastes like. Holy moly. Wow. Folks, that's going to be awesome. Oh my gosh, I got another 2 hours to wait. So right now I'm doing the things in the microwave, getting ready to plate up. Give me just a couple of minutes and we're going to be eating, okay? We're going to do step one of plating up, which is that we're going to cover a good portion of the plate with a thin layer of refried beans. That ought to be good enough. Then we're going to cover more of the plate with rice. Now, just a little bit of shredded cheese over the beans. And we're going to take a trick from the Mexican restaurants. We're going to take this plate and we're going to pop it in the microwave for just a few seconds. And what that's going to do is it's going to make sure that our sides are just as hot as the entree, and also it's going to melt that cheese a little bit. And that's pretty much all it's about. And right back over to the serving area. Now we're going to fill up the rest of the plate with carnitas. And oh my, look at that, folks. That's eating, y'all. Now, before we serve it out, I'll put just a little bit of fresh cilantro. Come on, get on there. We'll put a little on the rice. We've already got our cheese on the beans. A little squeeze of lime juice. And one other lime on the side, and I got more on the table. I told you this one was for a dinner meeting, so if you don't mind, I'm going to shut off the camera. I'm going to go have dinner with my business associate. I'll be back to wrap up in just a couple of minutes. Folks, I wasn't going to disturb my dinner, but I just want to show you something. Look at how tender that is. Come on. It's just falling apart, the biggest pieces. Look at this one. Watch. Isn't that awesome? And you turn it into one of those street tacos with a little bit of salsa and jalapenos and guacamole. Oh my dog. Boy, I gotta tell you, that went really well. Not only did I love it, but my friend loved it as well. So that was very cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and tie up real quick because I gotta do a little bit of cleanup. And then we've got dessert, got those world's best brownies. Check that out on the website. Those are gonna be awesome too. Now before I go, do me a favor, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel so you'll be the first to know when the videos come out. Then go over to manlykitchen.com. Check out the recipes and the tips there because there's a lot of stuff there that I don't have videos on. You're missing out if all you do is check it out on YouTube. For now, I'm Lane, this is Manly Kitchen, and remember y'all, play with your food.